If I mention the 1980s to you or to anybody, why does no one have anything bad to say about the 80s? Nobody. Why is the 80s kind of this golden years in culture or in our mind about culture? Like what separated the 80s from now? You know, that was just 40 years ago, 30 to 40 years ago, right? It's kind of crazy. It's like, where did our American dream die in culture? What's happened to us? How the fuck did we get here? My friends that are in their 40s and 50s, I mean, you know, the nostalgia that they feel, like I wasn't raised in the 80s. You know, I'm 31 now, so I was born in 1991. But what the hell? Like, why is the 80s so awesome? Why do we see Stranger Things and we see these 80s movies and TV shows and it's just so optimistic? It's so happy. It's so energizing. You know, everyone's on some form of American dream. People are still getting married young. They're building lives together. They're getting fast cars, nice houses. I mean, they're hanging out together on Thursday, Friday nights at the drive-in movie theater or the Steak and Shake type, you know, drive-up restaurant like a Sonic with girls, guys on rollerblades, right? They're going to the beach with a boombox, you know. They're at concerts. Like, where did that vision of America and that lifestyle go? How did it die? I guess even doesn't matter how it died. That could be a totally separate topic, but it's fucked out here without that vision. Like, if you talk to young Americans, you know, Generation Z and the like, I mean, for the most part, outside of like certain niche bubbles of like young guys trying to get after that money, you know, XYZ, maybe South Florida, parts of Los Angeles, New York City, like most of America, and especially on college campuses, they have a very dim view on their current life and their future, and everyone's plugged in to various escape mechanisms. They're plugged out of culture. They're not in community, right? More young people than ever have no friends. More young people than ever aren't married and aren't sleeping with anybody and aren't dating anybody. All these are record numbers and suicides are out the roof. What the fuck? Like, how is this okay? And why isn't anyone really figuring this out and addressing this in a way that we can all fucking use? You know, you turn on the TV for 1 second, you turn on politics, it just fuels it. Racism, sexism, classism, identity politics, like all you see is this fucking poison filling up everyone's mind. Like, and I tell someone, just take any of these categories that splits people between each other, old versus young, rich versus poor, like all of these different separations. What does that do? Well, one, it splits people, but what's it do to the psyche of a young boy, a young girl? I'll give you an example that I thought of. Fucking brought tears in my eyes when I thought of this. You know, imagine you have a 13-year-old black boy out there on the football field. It's his first ever football game. He's been training for like 6 months. 9 years old. It doesn't matter. Just real young, right? Impressionable. And his mom and his uncle and the referees and his coaches, all from the sidelines right before the game and throughout the game of his life that he could be excited for, that he could be inspired to achieve and do well in and practice hard for. He's told, son, this entire game is systematically racist. The institutions that founded the game of football have set it up completely against you. You don't stand a chance. Good luck. Imagine how that fucking boy would feel, man. Like, that's what the fuck we're doing. Excuse me. To every fucking young child in America, white, black, red, yellow, it doesn't fucking matter. All of them in various ways. That's what we're telling them. We're not selling them on any vision of hopes and dreams and optimism of what America actually is. Now, to sell you on this dream, if you're not really bought on this, if you don't really understand this, Listen close. So I've thought about this quite a lot, because when I was growing up, I was in between, I'm like a 90s kid. So I'm like in between the 80s, and then I'm plugged into the internet and video games. I'm getting bombarded with all these bullshit ideas and these bullshit articles that are influencing my mind, starting at 5 years old, my first days on a laptop, by the way. And I started developing this resentment of culture, and I thought it was super corrupt, and the only way you can get ahead in life is like work your face off for 40 years and hope that you get there. CEOs are psychopaths, and all leaders are just fucking blah, 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 So what did we do? What did me and my friends do? We decided to live it up. Fuck it. YOLO, man. Like, who cares if we die before we're 30? Fuck it. It doesn't matter. But it does matter. It matters to you, because when you lose yourself down that train, when you go down that path of nihilism and resentment and frustration and what all that it comes with, depression, delusion, and just a cynicism and a lack of hope and dreaminess and optimism for your future. When anyone gives you an idea, you just shoot it down with some level of criticism. You've stopped having ideas of having a better future. You just kind of live in the bubble, live in your own day-to-day and not even think of the future. No excitement for life and what it could be like out there. That's a fucked way to live, man. And I've been there. But now people are living there. I'm in Savannah, Georgia right now. And the kids on these campuses, man, like SCAD. It's an art school here. Dude, they're so fucked. They're so twisted in the mind that they don't, it's not everyone, of course, but it's more than it's ever been in culture. And it's why we're at where we're at in culture. There's no dreamy optimism for a future. People don't have a bright vision for what's ahead. They see it with, I don't know what the future's going to look like. Society's going down, which is true to a degree for globally, for society, right? But society is only fixed from each individual mind. A society is only a large group of people and a group of people is made up by individuals. The path to a great culture is found in individualism. It's found in each person picking themselves up as best as they can each day and staking a better future for themselves. And most people right now, this mind virus that's running around, it's clouded the vision of young people. Me, when I was young, and it cuts your wind out of your sails, man. So let's talk about reality here. Let's get practical with how are things different. All right, 1980s. People might say, oh, our parents had really cheap houses then, XYZ. Yeah, but they also, there's so many things to list. They did not have any of the opportunity that we have, generally speaking. We have Indeed.com, ZipRecruiter.com, and LinkedIn, where you can apply for any job in the world. 30% of positions are remote right now, globally. You get direct deposit through a bank account. You don't have to go physically somewhere to get a check and go physically cash it at a bank. We have electronic financial systems. We have electronic systems. We have computers and the internet and phones where you can communicate and collaborate and learn from anyone in the world at any time. You can learn almost any information that you want through the internet. You can get on YouTube and learn from some of the best experts in the world that no one in the 1980s would have ever been able to find. Like the path of mobility here from the bottom to the top, like skyrocketing your life from the bottom to the top, 0 to 100 real quick, right? Like fucking Drake. That's real. People are doing it every single day. I mean, just at your local gym, body transformations, that didn't fucking happen in the 80s. You're like these radical transformations are so much more common today than anyone is willing to think about, because as soon as you think about, wow, someone can change their life that quick, it's difficult to digest that idea for yourself. Because if you actually consider, wow, I have all of these tools in front of me. I'm in America where you can start a business for $100. You can start in any company, anywhere with a couple button clicks and some interviews. You can learn almost anything. You can improve. You can get around new social groups. You can drive across the country for just a few $100s in gas. You can fly a plane across the United States for like $250. You can start a new life in a second. Food is actually also way cheaper than it ever has been. If you look at income charts, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and compare a pie chart of how much people spent on different categories then versus now, dude, the average American, poor or not, is spending like 30% of their disposable income on entertainment. The fucking 70s, that was like 4%. And beyond, before that, entertainment, what the fuck is that? It's like bowling, movies, Netflix, Apple TV, Apple Music, fucking holy shit, all these cool contraptions and cool things around the house, video game systems, consoles, televisions, the size of the fucking wall. I mean, cars, you can go get a loan on a car for like $300 a month. The fuck? Drive anywhere in the country. That's crazy. Let me check the time. All right, I got an interview in 3 minutes, by the way. But this is a major. Yeah, I'm gonna drink that in a sec. This is a major problem, like, because it drags us down, man. You got to know that the people out here that got it done, the people out here that got their big old mansions in South Florida on the water, I've met these people. Half of them are dumb as bricks. Like, you have no idea how low the bar is in this world for success. What people don't understand is success takes time, because success is compounded knowledge, experience, intuition that's built, wisdom, right? From learning from your experience and going into things head on and learning through pain and trial and error and yada, yada, yada for years on end. Everyone did that. Some of these crypto kids and lottery winners know, but they usually lose all of that money. The people that retain their money, that live a wealthy, beautiful, freedom-filled life, they fucking work. They like to work. They've learned how to like to work, by the way. I used to hate working. Oh, my God. Now I'm addicted, bro. I don't want to, like, it's like Donald Trump said, like, my work to me is going on vacation. He says he's most stressed when he's on vacation, Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing. You want to balance your life out. You want to be able to enjoy each thing that you're doing. But dude, it's crazy. We got a world out here that's waiting for the taking. The bar is so fucking low. All the new generations, including millennials, we suck ass. Like, don't take that personally. Just know that, holy shit, the bar is really low. I've interviewed over 1,000 people. I got an interview in 60 seconds. I'm going to have to cut this short. Dude, people suck so bad. Like, people are making money hand over fist in positions for just showing up and just doing what they're told and just putting in the work. What we got a problem with now is resentment, frustration, negativity, and pessimism about our future. And we're not dreaming anymore. We're not optimistic about our own lives. We're not living knowing that every day is a new adventure. It's a chapter in your book. It's a part of your story that you get to write. You're the director and actor of your own life, man, woman, whoever you might be out there. Don't forget that, and just know that and believe that every day. It's so easy to fall into what culture wants us to be, handcuffed to the ground, in shackles, complaining about reality. But no one that complained ever fucking got anywhere. No one that you meet in that lives a beautiful life, a happy life, they don't spend time complaining. They're out there getting stuff done. They're out there meeting people, having a good time. They're enjoying their hobbies and interests and passions. They're working hard. They're showing up. They're doing what they're told, and they're learning how to be good followers so they can maybe one day be a good leader if they want to do that. And they're the ones that make the money. They got their spending habits under control. They know how to invest and utilize their money properly. And they're the ones out here in these mansions. They're the ones out here driving these nice cars. They're the ones out here on these vacations 5 times a year. You know, let's learn from them instead of criticizing and just thinking, oh, it's just because they're fucking old and inherited it. It's not fucking true. Most inherited wealth disappears in 1 to 2 generations. They've done cross-cultural, multi-generational studies on this. It's very hard to keep a hold of money in a family, by the way. And many of the people that I've met, old and young, they just made it themselves. They just did it. A couple works real hard, both brings in $120K a year, $140K a year. They live a multi-millionaire lifestyle by their 40s and 50s if they know how to use and save their money appropriately. And they also have a goal of living with freedom, have a goal of getting that house on the beach or getting that mountain home. So I got to run, but enjoy the rest of your fucking week. And yeah, stay on the adventure out there and keep your eyes up. Don't keep them down. Don't listen to all these people in culture trying to bring you fucking down. Bye.